Hey, Richard Nongard here, and I got up this morning and I had a question, and the question was, what does the research show actually makes us happy? You know, there are people who literally are at universities and are getting paid to study what makes us happy. They've actually published tons of journals and tons of material on happiness. In fact, the University of Pennsylvania has a happiness center. But lots of psychologists are looking at what makes us happy and what doesn't make us happy. And so I found 7 things that were really pretty interesting. 7 things that you actually could do today to improve your happiness. These are all based on research. And it's a good thing. The first one I stumbled upon was to add berries and walnuts to your diet. It doesn't seem like that would do much, but it does. You see, berries and possibly walnuts, they're actually the natural housekeeping mechanism. They can help clear up age-related memory loss or prevent it, and general mental decline. And as I get older and older, I start worrying about these sorts of things. And knowing that I'm doing something that can actually protect the brain against inflammation and oxidative damage, um, helps me feel better. So that's one thing I can do to be healthier today, which makes me happier. Now I'm going to go to the store later tonight, and I'm actually going to buy a new outfit. And the reason why I'm going to buy a new outfit is HypnoThoughts Live is coming up. I'm going to be teaching some classes at HypnoThoughts. I'm going to be teaching one on PTSD. I'm going to be doing a 2-day course on contextual hypnotherapy. And studies actually show that we feel happy by wearing new attire and new clothing. In fact, this shirt is one that I bought a couple of weeks ago, and it's perfect for the hot summer Las Vegas days, and I like the color of it, and it makes me feel good. And research actually supports to go on your shopping spree and to buy some things. Um, Here's another thing. Declutter your personal space, your desk, your car, or your closet, etc. So yesterday, my car was getting pretty sloppy, pretty messy. There was stuff on the floor. There were things in the back seat. There were some things spilled in my car. And so I spent yesterday decluttering my car. This was before I did the research. Uh, but the research at Princeton University, that's a real school, found that clutter can actually make it more difficult to focus on a particular task. And the reason why is the visual cortex is overwhelmed by task-irrelevant objects in the environment. It makes it harder to allocate your attention and your tasks completely and efficiently. By the way, one of the reasons why I look at research is because I like to use hypnotic methods that actually are based on what the research shows are effective at helping people. So you can see every one of these things could easily be turned into a hypnotic suggestion. If you had a client who was depressed, one of the suggestions you can give them, direct suggestion, is to declutter one part of their personal space between now and their next session. Um, Make a plan for disconnecting from electronic devices at mealtime and at bedtime to create the habit of disconnecting. Studies actually show that if you spend tons of time on Facebook, other social media, on the telephone, all the electronic devices, it can actually harm relationships, interpersonal communication skills, and our overall mental health. So if you want to feel better, if you want to be happier, disconnect. Now, that doesn't mean you need to disconnect each and every day. You can't go on YouTube. You can't go on Facebook. You can't, check your text messages and things like that. But schedule your mealtime. Schedule your bedtime without any electronic devices. I have recently taken the new habit of discarding my laptop from my bed. I haven't used it in weeks now. And the reason why is I had that screen going on in the background when I was trying to sleep, because I'd usually just sort of push it aside, and that can actually affect your daytime, nighttime circadian rhythm regulations, those computer screens. I found that I was, checking my Facebook and checking messages at all times of the day and night when I should be simply reading a book or simply sleeping or enjoying a meal with somebody. By the way, here's one way you can do that. Everybody who goes to the meal together, take your cell phone and put it in the middle of the table. Just stack them on top of each other. And the first person to touch their phone is the person who has to buy dinner. Goal setting is something we've all been taught to do, but I have a typo over here on my little note from this morning. It should actually be stop goal setting. And the reason why is we should live in the present. We should cultivate our strengths rather than striving for something. And the research actually shows that goal setting can be contraindicated. The brain is wired to seek rewards and to avoid pain or discomfort, including fear. So if a fear of failure creeps in the mind of the goal setter, it becomes a demotivator. A desire to return to known and comfortable behavior and thought patterns is the natural result of fearing that you won't reach the goals. And that's pretty interesting research that shows that maybe those who are setting goals on a daily basis are actually becoming more frustrated than the rest of us who are cultivating our strengths and appreciation and gratitude in the moment. And the next research-backed tool I discovered for happiness was simply call a friend or family member you haven't talked to in a while. This is all about creating a strong social connection with other people. That's really number one. And then last but not least, these are 7 things. Identify something you have gratitude for today. What are you grateful for? I went to my doctor this morning, and it was a follow-up visit from surgery I had a few weeks ago, and I am healthy. I'm not dying. There's nothing wrong with me. I have some issues that I have to address, because when we get older, we have some issues that we have to address, but nothing is unmanageable, and I'm really grateful for that, because for a number of weeks, I was actually pretty worried that that might not be the case. So here's 7 ways to feel happier based on the research, and each one of these can be easily incorporated as a hypnotic suggestion. So some food for thought, and I hope that's helpful for you. By the way, lots of great live training events because my voice is doing better. Part of the surgery I had a few weeks ago was, again, another throat surgery. It's actually my 3rd one. And he removed some nodules from the vocal cords. That's given me an ability to speak in a more consistent and stronger way than I have been in the last year or two. Some of you know I've really wrestled with some of those issues. So I've scheduled a bunch of live training. Obviously, Hypno Thoughts next week here in Las Vegas. But the master class is scheduled for November, and that's going to be here in Las Vegas. It's limited to 12 people, and the people who attended the last master class felt like it was life-changing. It really helped them to not only learn techniques that are useful, but also to really establish the goals that they had for themselves and what type of clients they would like to work with and how they would like to accomplish their objectives. So I sent out an email saying, hey, register for the November class, and 3 registrations popped in right away. So if you're interested in attending that, it's limited to 12 people. It will fill up by the time Hypno Thoughts is over this week. So get your registration in, because I really am looking forward to doing more live training and working with everybody one-on-one. Anyway, great to see you here on Facebook, and I am looking forward to all of our communications in the next couple weeks, the next couple months, both online and at conventions, and even just around town. If you ever come to Vegas, hit me up. I live here in Las Vegas, and we can go eat lunch together. Anyway, have a happy day. Do one of those 7 things, and you'll find it's even happier.